But it was a character-building month of October, very unusual with the injuries that happened to our team, the way that we fought back. We were in every one of those games that we were picked to win or weren't picked to win or whatever. But those, the UAB, the Marshall, the Tulane game that everyone had circled in the winning column that we didn't win, actually turned out to be not too bad teams either. So with Tulane beating Rutgers at Rutgers, with UAB taking everybody down to the wire, including us and Marshall, looks like their fighting back started out with that great game against West Virginia. So the teams that we have beaten us are capable and aren't slouches. They're pretty good football teams. And they're on scholarship too. And their coaches get paid to coach also. So I'm still, and we were a battered up Warrior team in October. But we fought through it. We didn't break apart. Our discipline was real good. Our team morale was positive. Never been around a group of kids that had that kind of adversity that they didn't cause, that they didn't, it wasn't because of the stuff that they were doing. Haven't anybody suspended since the beginning of the year. And so they've just been really good. So I'm very, very proud of the job that they did. I thought Trevor Vitito played his best game since he's been injured. We again had some horrible injuries in the game. We lost Will Osolinsky with a broken leg on the fourth play of the game. And then Donald Buckram sprained his ankle. Don't know how that is for sure. Getting an MRI on that today. And Rod Hundley was not able to play in the game Saturday. He'll be questionable for the rest of the week too. So we still have an injury bug. We just can't get away from it. But boy, our defense played great when it had to, and we're improving. The things that I said in the press conference a week ago happened, didn't they? Remember the three things I said? We still have explosive players on offense. We made plays, we made some plays. We caught the ball, made some runs. So we got explosive players still on the offensive team. Our defense is improving and playing better all the time. And we're explosive and solid in the kicking department. Our punter punted excellent. What was it? What was his average, Jeff? 47-yard punting average. Ian Campbell punted one down to the 1-yard line where Trayvon Nixon made a great catch of the ball. And then, of course, looked like swivel hips on his run early in the game for the fake punt. So we're solid in the kicking game. Nothing's changed. We're going into the Arkansas game with some battered up guys, but still we're together as a team and we have confidence. That's probably what it looked like, but actually in all reality we had figured that we were going to run that play if they gave us a certain look, and they gave us a look, so we said, let's do it, let's go for it. So it was kind of a planned event. It kind of looked like, hey, we're throwing the kitchen sink in, we're going to do everything we can, which is good. If the kids felt like that, or you did that, that's nothing wrong with that, but it really wasn't as dramatic as they thought, because it was going to work. But he's got to run 15 yards, just to get the line of scrimmage. I don't like that punter being able to run. I'd rather have the upbacks or a pass or something on the punt fake, because he's got to run 15 yards just to get the line of scrimmage. So, but he can do it. I've seen him do it before in junior college, and they're all in the bowl game ran for about 25 yards. So he's a good little athlete. He's really competitive, and we're fortunate to have him. He's worked out real good. I think it's hard to win on the road in Conference USA. I think we have an advantage when we play here. I think our crowd is really good. our players play well in the Sun Bowl, and we were definitely ready for this game. There was no question about that. Sometimes, I don't know, if they are all the time, teams are all the time, but I think we were really ready, and I don't think I think they probably already chalked us up in the win column. We had talked about not playing tight, I've talked about them being excited about just playing and letting it loose. I think I gave them the same example I gave you about the guy pitching, taking the fumble and pitching it, or making an interception and pitching to the next guy and pitching to the next guy. Just having fun. We were excited about the opportunity to play, and that was not as much to be a senior in your last year. Sometimes that emotion isn't a good emotion to carry into a game. I'd rather have them cry for happiness after the game than cry because they're leaving before the game. I'm just so pleased with our defense and how hard they're playing. We didn't have Isaiah Carter. He had a concussion test that he did not pass and was not able to play for us. We even had him tested Saturday morning because he didn't have a headache. But you have to pass this concussion test to be left back on the field. It's a new thing obviously in college football because of all the injuries. So we're abiding by it strictly. So we didn't have him, and he's one of our inspirational leaders. But I thought we looked fast, and I thought we looked aggressive on defense. That's what the coaches. Sometimes you sit up in the press box, you can see that much better. It kind of you can feel the speed and see the speed of the team. And we looked faster and more aggressive than we have lately. So maybe changing up our practice schedule wasn't so bad an idea after. Next game is going to be a lot of fun, great experience for our players. It's going to be on TV. You'll all be able to see it. It's going to be against one of the best teams, I think, in the country. They've only lost to Auburn and Alabama. I think there's, obviously there's a couple teams that did have a tough time beating. The Giants, the Jets, a couple of those guys they might have a rough swing with, those two teams. But other than that, they are loaded. They're huge. Offensive backs are huge. Quarterback, really a great player. They're number 2 in the nation in passing, and he's number 4 in the nation in passing. He's 6'6", big old good-looking guy from Texas. Turns around and hands off to a great, big, good-looking number 7 running back from Texas. So they know where to recruit, and their defense is really solid, really big, huge offensive line, huge defensive line, and will hit you. And Fayetteville is a tough place to play because of their crowd. It enjoys it so much. But it was going to be an exciting place for us. It's what a lot of our players are looking forward to, playing an SEC team and a team that's ranked. So it's a great challenge for us, and one that we're really looking forward to this game. Coach Bobby Petrino, I hired him for his first full-time college position at Weber State, and we've been close friends ever since. I was there when Becky had they first had the first 2 girls, and now they have 4. They have two boys and 2 girls. But Katie and Kelsey, I can remember them and Becky, and he's a fantastic football coach. My son Eric, who's the offensive coordinator at Memphis, played his senior year as Bobby was his receiver coach, and Eric still thinks he's the best coach he's ever been around, and so Bobby Petrino is a super football coach, a super person off the field, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, and looking forward to our team playing against his team. Ryan Mallet, again from Texas, went to Michigan out of high school. He was one of the most highly ranked quarterbacks in the entire country, and I don't know what went wrong at Michigan, but whatever, he transferred back to Arkansas, and He's perfect for what Bobby is doing with the offense. A lot of similarities between what we're running offensively and what they run. Bobby coached a real good player for us at Weber State. Jeff Carlson was the quarterback and was in the pros for many years, a big, tall guy. And then Coach John Freeze in the beginning of his coaching career. And I can see a lot of the plays that are our favorites are their favorites still. It's just stopping him is going to be the hard guy. But you give him time, he'll throw the ball again. Oh, still good receivers with strength, and he will throw it any place you want if he can plant his feet. The key is to get him on the move and get him out of the pocket and moving him a little bit and stopping the run. They will run the ball against us. There's no question about that. I really think they'll come out, run and play action pass at the beginning. Unless we load the box and then he's a senior, he'll just check off real quick, throw it, and do that. He is one of the best, easily one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. Like in the top three, no problem about that. Now, I think we have to go in the game with the same type of attitude that we went into this last game. We're going to have some fun, and it's a challenge. You know, a lot of you have, when you were younger, looked at those schools and said, "That's where I want to play," and you know, and didn't quite make it, and ended up at UTEP. Well, here's a chance to prove to yourself and everybody else that you can play with those people. Because individually, we played against, you know, number 82 this last week, their defensive end. I mean, he's 6'8", 275 pounds, the guy from Estonia, Punt, you know, and he's about as good an athlete as you're going to go against. And we've gone against great quarterbacks, we've gone against great receivers and great running backs, and in our league, and the teams that we played. So individually, they have competed against just as good a player as the one that they're going to be competing against on Saturday. Well, we certainly wouldn't want to have anything left in the playbook at the end of the game, no. But I don't think we're in a desperation type of situation right now. We want to play hard, we want to play with discipline, we want to do the things that the coaches are asking us and play as hard as we can play and practice. It's not going to be, you know, flag football league by any means. So we'll play tough, get excited about it, and see what happens.